So interest rates continue to be the main topic of conversation, especially with the great movement that we've had over the past couple weeks, pushing interest rates down basically 1%. So I want to point out some 2022 facts and what I'm going to do to use these numbers going into 2023 as interest rates continue to go down. So let's look at this first chart. It's really meant to give you an overall picture of the bond market driving interest rates. So we've had about 1,100 basis point shift from start to finish, recouping about 400 of that. But 1,100 basis points has been the shift throughout the year. Now let's look at interest rates. So interest rates opened right around 3.125% this year. Right now we're at 6.25%, but we got as high as 7.25%. This is the national average 30-year rate, not specifically our rates, but the national average. And we're using this just to show a movement rate, which is going to help me in looking at this next chart. So we can see that of that 1,100 basis point shift, we had about a 4% shift in interest rates, getting as high as that 7.25% from the low threes. So we can see it's about 275 basis points to make up 1% in interest rate using the 5.5% 30-year UMBS coupon. So here is what I'm doing with this. As you can see on this next chart, we are going to be following up with our clients, especially as interest rates get lower. We know over the last few months, there's been so many clients with payment shock, so many clients that were not qualified for what they needed, primarily based on interest rates. So how am I going to use the information on connecting with the right clients, revisiting where rates are, revisiting what they can do as far as max payment, max purchase price, or where that will push their payment to if maybe the payment was too high by a couple $100 before, where it will be now. So with this, I have listed out the interest rate based on application date. So when I go in, I look at my database, I can see I applied or this client applied back in November. Where was the average rate then? Where is the average rate now? What is the difference of that average rate? What is that going to do to potential buying power? So if they were looking at a $400,000 max pre-qual at that time, where does that put them now? Is it putting them at 450, 470,000? And then what's that going to do to monthly payment? If they were to keep the same loan amount, being payment shock was their issue, kept them on the fence, where does that push their payment? Did it drop at 150, 200? So right now you can see November was a really good month to start talking to these clients. Interest rates down basically 1% from their application day. So we can see that that may qualify them for $50,000, $60,000 more, or it may reduce their monthly payment $200, $300 based on their desired loan amount or purchase price. So this will be an ongoing tool to help making sure we're focusing on the right clients. Now, things will get better. Obviously, as interest rates get lower, the savings for certain groups will be greater, or it may open up for other groups. October, September applicants may now see a better interest rate or a better pre-qualification amount that will help get them on the fence or off the fence. So when's the good time to reach out? Everybody should be reached out to now, in my opinion. Start letting them know that interest rates are expected to go down in the following year. We want to continue to watch that. What price point are you going to be comfortable with? What payment are you going to be comfortable with? Because then we can easily see where interest rate needs to be to achieve that difference. Those conversations can be held now so that once the interest rate gets to that point, we're ready to jump on making offers, getting them into a home. So what do I think interest rates are going to do? Interest rates, well, they've been really impacted by two things recently: inflation and the Fed change. So obviously the Fed continues to increase their rate, which is helping slow inflation. We've had some great CPI news. We're going to have some great reports coming out in February. I think with the Fed increase that is discussed or recommended right now of 25 bips, along with a CPI report that's going to come in February, early February for January numbers, I think we're going to start to see significant decrease in interest rates immediately following that. So we will see the basically peak of rates for some time, at least throughout all of this year, to capture as many clients that were sitting on that fence, get them off that fence, get them moving based on the improvement of interest rates and either the buying power or the lowering of monthly payments. So we'll update this report going forward. I think it will be a great tool to keep you focused on the clients that will see the benefit from when they last qualified. But if you ever have any questions on this, please do give me a call. If you ever want to talk about rates and what I think, reach out to me anytime. I hope you have a great weekend. Take care.